All right, folks, welcome into the Mystery Fifth Hour today. He's Ryan Brown. That's Lance Taylor. Sean Henniger, Rockstar. I'm Jim Dunaway. This is the Mystery Fifth Hour, brought to you, Brandon, by McCurry Van Car Rental.
Yeah, I mean, if you've tried to rent a vehicle, I saw a story randomly like St. Louis. Nobody in St. Louis could rent a car for like 3 days. I don't know why that story got served up to me online, but it did. You know it's a problem. McCurry is here to help you. They got all the vehicles to choose from, including trucks, SUVs, passenger vans, and they make it super easy. Locations in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest. Call and reserve your rental today. 256-559-1003. That's 559-1003. Or McCurryRentals.com. You see it right there, McCurryRentals.com.
We've learned after 2 of these in this new format not to wear a red shirt and blend into this wall.
Well done, everybody.
Yeah, last week it was you, first week it was me.
What are you having under that windbreaker?
It's a red shirt, but I threw this over the top so I didn't blend in.
Jimmy Thinker.
Yeah.
Smart guy. Rockstar, you're the only one that's not hydrated right now. You okay?
Do you want me to get up and get something?
No, it's okay.
You feed me like a mama bird?
Like swishing around and spit in your mouth?
Yeah, you got to throw it up in my mouth.
That is gross. Brown, you got our first topic today. What you got? This is a Mystery Fifth Hour where we don't talk sports.
That is correct. I'm going to ask this question one of 2 ways, so you guys have liberty on how you want to answer it. Either give me a character that you loved in a movie or TV show you disliked, or the opposite, a show you really liked and a character you hated. I'll start with an example. I've got a couple, but I'll start with an example. I thought Daniel Day-Lewis was phenomenal as Abraham Lincoln. You felt like you were watching what I envisioned Abraham Lincoln actually was. The movie itself was terrible, but I loved and respected his role. And that is very conflicting, right? When you think, man, that is just phenomenal. I'd like to go back and watch it, but I hated the movie. It was nothing but dialogue.
He wouldn't slay vampires like in Israel.
But it's nothing but dialogue
can be good.
I haven't seen it, so I can't really. I mean, I know every role he's in. He's he's a character actor. I mean, he's a method actor. Yeah. So everything he does is really, really good.
I don't deny that.
I just had no interest to see it.
Why so? You don't like Abraham Lincoln, or it just didn't?
It seemed a little stale.
It is. Yeah. It is. I mean, it's just him walking around talking the whole time. And again, it's like I feel like I'm watching Abraham Lincoln, but Lincoln's life was really boring. And I mean, I don't think it was, but it was in that movie. I mean, it's just nothing but dialogue. It's
you don't get excited when Tommy Lee Jones, they pass the vote and he walks home through everyone celebrating. He walks in and gets in bed with his housemaid?
That didn't really fire me up, no.
That wasn't an action movie for you?
No.
Did he do a fireball shot on the way? Okay, so you went historical figure.
I did,
I'll go fictional figure. I'll tell you, I did not like The Big Lebowski. I'm a Coen Brothers fan, but I liked Bunny Lebowski. That was Tara Reid in her heyday.
In her absolute prime,
yeah,
right?
I thought she was great. And what she would do, was it for $1,000 or $100?
Well, let's say 100. Make it realistic.
Yeah. I don't know if it was for 100. Anyway, I like Bunny Lebowski in that role. I did not like The Big Lebowski.
Did you just like it because Tara Reid was absolute smoke at that time of her life?
Pretty much. I thought she was an interesting character.
But did she play a good part, though?
I mean, it was very limited.
Wonderful voice, though, didn't she? She had a great voice.
Yeah. I always liked that scratchy voice, though.
I really don't like the scratchy voice. No. I don't think she had the scratchy voice in that. I don't think she got that until her American Pie partying in Hollywood days.
It's experimenting with our what was it called? Welcome to Paradise on E!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I never saw
So that was a role you liked in a movie you disliked.
Yeah, or a character.
A character you liked in a movie you disliked.
And I've got one of a show I loved but hated the character. But we can come back.
I loved Party of Five back in the day. You guys may remember the TV show. I think it was on Fox early on, right?
It was, yeah.
Party of Five.
Never watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
But Bailey was the second oldest. He was the other son, not the oldest, not the guy that ended up being on Lost, but he was the other.
So Matthew Fox and Scott Wolf.
Scott Wolf got on my freaking
Which is really interesting. They were cast for those names, right?
Yeah.
A Fox and a Wolf.
Fox and a Wolf. I never thought that. Yeah.
But I mean, he drove that Jeep around. He was like a goody two shoes. He had a wonderful looking woman. What's her name? That was his girlfriend on the show.
I can't believe I know this because I've never seen the show. Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Jennifer Love Hewitt. You can act like you've never watched it.
I swear to God.
But I've watched it every week.
So the ex-wife used to watch every week. But I watched what was around that. I watched Melrose and 90210. I would admit it if I watched it.
He had a cool sister with the girl that kissed the girl.
Neve Campbell.
Neve Campbell.
The girl that kissed the girl?
Those descriptions are so amazing.
The best is kiss the girl.
Kiss the girl. And then He had a great girlfriend who was just tremendous in that. And then he was always whiny. He was a whiny little bitch. I didn't like him. Loved the show. Didn't like him at all. Hated him.
Don't know where Scott Wolf is now. I have no idea. He thought he was going to be the next Tom Cruise. Didn't work
As
out.
long as he's not on my TV.
Yeah. Rocky?
We always go back to this. Modern Family is such a good show. Gloria needs to go.
Sofia Vergara.
Yeah, it ran me off.
Yeah, did you hate her right out of the chute? Did both of you hate her
Yes,
right? I
she's
mean, never
super-
one time you're like,
She's probably made me laugh because it's on Hulu. I think we try to watch a few episodes of the first season. And it's like so funny, Cam and Mitch. Everything's so funny about that show. And then Gloria,
Well,
just all those scenes that she's in.
She ruined it.
do you think the Ed O'Neill character would have worked without somebody else, like a big personality like her?
Well, just maybe if he was a single father with Manny. I mean, Manny's come and go with that.
Yeah. Well,
that
once
character
those
gets
kids
stale.
hit puberty, they lost it too.
But
Yeah,
see,
but I
that's
think
what I didn't like. I didn't like Manny
Yes.
and then Mitch and Cam's daughter as they had to start talking.
Yes.
And the youngest
Didn't like that at
son of the Dunphys.
Yes, because what's he?
Yeah, well, those kids are really cute and precocious, and then they hit puberty, and they're like, not so much.
So no teenagers and no loud A personality Gloria.
Yeah.
No, I think if he would have had, because normally in that situation, guys like that, I mean, he plays the dude that's got a ton of money that marries a much younger woman. Most of the time, they're not going to marry an A personality. They're going to marry somebody
that's in the corner quiet.
Yeah, that's looking for money.
However, as good looking as she is, he probably was like, I'll deal with the loud. I'm going to go play golf.
Or what would have been better if she spoke broken English? I mean, I know she kind of did.
She does a
There's
lot.
like whole
Yeah.
No,
episodes
but you
where they
really
don't
couldn't understand her at all. Like, I don't need her to make any points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one I was going to say is the same kind of aspect is Beloved White Men Can't Jump. Could not stand Rosie Perez.
Oh, she was terrible.
Oh, so that's your opposite. You like that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, those are both that same
He
way.
just
So you
doesn't like
the
Hispanic
character.
women.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Just
Wow.
closer with it. Rosie
stereotype.
Perez was over the top.
Give me a
Really?
But
give
I
me
like
a
that
Selma
movie.
Hayek role you liked. Let's put this to a test on Hispanic women.
She was great in Desperado. Was she in
Okay.
Desperado?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was.
she
All
was
right.
really good in
All right.
Desperado.
Call off the boycott, right?
I love
but
Penelope Cruz and Vanilla Sky.
I
There
have
you
to
go.
agree, though, that Rosie in the White Men Can't Jump does hurt the movie.
Yeah.
Like it should
Really?
just be more
Come
about
on.
Billy and
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes.
Well, he's got to have somebody to leave him because he keeps gambling his money away.
No, but what would have been good is if they would have killed her off for his gambling debts in the beginning.
Yeah.
Killed her off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gets LT. That gets into LT's algorithms at that point.
But one of the best scenes in the movie is him making the shot from whatever South Africa for her to get on Jeopardy,
that was
whatever.
good. That was
Now I'll flip this around. Rockstar, get ready. Love Mad Men.
Bing.
Pete Campbell cannot stand the guy.
it makes the show. It makes the show having
Why do you have
somebody
to
like
argue
Pete
with
Campbell.
both of them?
No, I will tell you, Pete Campbell is awful, but he plays that part so well.
He
I
does.
think it is an integral part in character of that show.
I had a
You gotta
friend
have
of
that
mine.
guy.
You gotta have that guy.
I had a friend of mine that was the first person to suggest I ever watch that show, and he's like, "You and Jennifer would love it." He knows us both, and he said, "It is not designed for you to like him.
Right.
Yeah.
That character's designed for you to hate him."
Exactly.
But there is that character around the Office space, especially back in the day like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Just that,
but he-
you could tell he had a clammy, like, weak handshake.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
but
And that
he's-
greasy hair. Oh.
He's Frank Burns from the old MASH show. You had to have characters like that you dislike.
Well, it goes back to Breaking Bad, especially. I hated Jesse Pinkman when he was introduced because he was wearing all Jinkos.
Yeah,
and
I'm
stuff
kind of
like
with you on
and
that.
the way
He grew on
spoke.
me though.
Yo, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
But then as he matured,
Best
like,
character.
It was like, yeah, because I was like, the first season, like, can we get rid of Jesse Pinkman? And then like he's one of the favorite characters.
Well, but I mean, on that show, wouldn't Skylar be the
Skylar's
perfect
she's
example of what I'm
not-
talking about? She's created for you not to like her.
yes.
Yeah, I went back and watched it a second time like I'm doing Mad Men right now. I don't sympathize with Pete Campbell, but I sympathize a little more with Skylar.
Yeah.
But I still didn't like her at all. One for me, the best show ever, in my opinion, Sopranos, but Tony's younger sister, Janice.
Oh, didn't like her.
Janice
with
was-
a boob tattoo.
Yeah, with the Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was completely awful. Again, it made interesting, storylines, but I could not stand
Me too.
Janice.
That's when I thought it was about to jump the shark when she started getting a bigger role. I was like, ooh,
She moved in with him, didn't she?
don't know if I like her much at all.
Moved into Dead Mom's
Pete
place.
Campbell bedded down a Gilmore Girl, that young
He
girl from
did.
Gilmore
Yeah. That
Girls.
doesn't make me like him.
No, Pete ran a lot, but
He did.
But I think that was showing kind of the celebrity status
Of the Mad Men?
of the Mad Men back in the
and
60s.
the gender roles of that time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
much more submissive.
Yeah, much more male-dominated
Yeah.
society than we have now.
This is the mystery fifth hour today. Not male dominated, but dominated by McCurry Van Car Rental.
Rockstar, point at the van. No, the word van. That's a car, I think. Van. They've got the vans, the big passenger vans. They've also got cars, Rockstar. They've even got trucks. We don't have that on there, but they got trucks. McCurry has the trucks, SUVs, passenger vans you need to rent, and they make it easy on you. Locations in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, and in Coleman on 2nd Avenue Northwest. Call and reserve your rental today. 256-559-1003. That's 559-1003. Or McCurryRentals.com. McCurryRentals.com.
We never get sentimental on this mystery fifth hour.
Nope, we don't.
But here we go. All right.
Now we do.
I want your favorite childhood picture and then why you like it. And I'll start it off. There's a picture of my dad of when I'm like 4 years old. It's Christmas morning. And I think it's my first football I'm holding and my first electric football field. I may be 5. And so mom's taking the picture and dad's in it, and he had to be like 21 at the time. And he's got full pipe in his mouth, like a 1960s, early 70s hipster. Right? No, it's one of those.
Oh, it's not a glass pipe?
No. But he's got a pipe in his mouth, and he's 21 at the time. And I'm 4 or 5, and I've got the football, and then we got the electric football field. And there's just not a lot of, I don't have a lot of those type of perfect family memories. It was before my little brother was born yet, and it's just a snapshot. I love that photo. Now it's absolutely black and white, and I can show it to you guys, but I'm just like, that photo right there. If I could go back to that morning right there, because he sat down with that pipe, and he taught me how to play electric football that day on the vibrating board. We played that. I mean, I felt like we played it all day. We may have only played an hour. But my memory of that morning as a kid is that we played all day. He was there all day with me. And it was just a great memory from that one little black and white photo. You have one photo as a kid that pops out to you?
Yeah, I've got one. I actually posted it on Instagram years ago. But it's a photo of me and my oldest brother, Shane. And we're at Silver Springs, this, I don't want to call it amusement park. I guess it kind of is. Somewhere in Central Florida, but we're standing in front of a fountain. But he's wearing his Cowboys gear because he was a Cowboys fan for a second. He doesn't even like football, and I've got all my Rams stuff on. And the thing that jumps out to me is, my love for something that long, which is the Rams. Wasn't a family thing. It just shows you back to the 1980 was the year that I took the picture. And head to toe Rams gear.
This is not mine, but it's funny you brought that up because I've got one. Pard basketball. Pard was Parks and Recreation Department, Anniston Pard basketball. And it had a little league at the Linlock Community Center, and a guy named Lynn Oswalt was our coach. But I think this might have been Glenn Montgomery at this point. And there's a photo, it's a team photo, and our jersey was orange, our shorts were white, and everybody had on white tube socks, except for me. I don't know if you guys remember these, but I had on the Miami Dolphins tube socks, and they were aqua and orange. I think it was
stripes.
Yeah, it was at the very top, like
Small
at the top of the sock. It was aqua orange, bigger orange, little aqua.
Yeah,
like,
small line, big line.
And then the classic Dolphins logo, like on the calf, like on the side right there.
Wow.
That's what I was
wearing. Your uniforms?
Orange
Okay.
top. So it kind of matched.
I
It wasn't quite a match, but the funniest part of the picture is everybody in there just got on their normal white socks, and I'm the only one with something different. And it was the Miami Dolphins socks.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
So you didn't think of that picture until I brought mine.
I'd forgotten about it. Yeah, that's not the one I was going to use. But yeah, that was probably, I was probably 7 or 8 years old. So yeah, I mean, it's Dan Marino days, man.
Which
Vintage
one
Marino.
were you going to use?
I was going to use, this is cheating a little bit because I was a teenager at the time. I don't know what age limit you had in mind here, Dunaway. And I saw this photo not long ago, but it's a photo of just my close friend group the day we graduated high school. And we're outside Boyd Vaughn Gymnasium at Sachs High School. And somebody's like, hey, y'all get together and make a picture. And we got together and make a picture. And to be sentimental, I saw it not long ago. And I'm like, I mean, that's been 25, 30 years. I can even, 1994, however long that's been since I graduated high school. And you just look at that picture, and that group's never been back together, right? And we were so tight. And you just look at it, and you're like, I wonder what everybody thought was about to happen in their life.
Yeah.
And it's nobody probably had it pegged, right? But you're like, if you could have foreseen what you became, how would you have felt?
About 20, I'm going to do the quarter, no, 30 years ago. Yeah, right at 30 years ago, me and 3 of my really good friends took a picture. And we still stay in touch, but one's in Atlanta and then the 2 other in Birmingham. But we took the exact same picture a couple of years ago at Spear Grill, and we put them side by side on the Instagram, and just in the same.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I would like to do that because there's some guys in that photo that I stay somewhat in touch with. Some, I maybe have heard from twice since we graduated. But you just think you're going to see each other all the time. We're tight as we could be.
Do you feel like Rockstar that because we have the camera on and we take 1,000 pictures now? I mean, if you had
throwaways.
If you had a roll of 24. You didn't waste a picture. You were like, let's take a picture.
That's right.
It was such a big moment for us to take a picture.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, mine was in 8th grade, the beginning of 8th grade. I did not make the basketball team. I know, don't be shocked.
It's a stunner.
I worked my ass off.
Speaking of white men can't jump.
It was an all-white team.
Speaking of Rockstar can't jump.
And so I had sang just to myself all the time in the hallway. And I was one of those ones I'd sit in my bedroom and sing, not for anybody. And a guy who was in my speech and drama class said, I think we're starting a band, would you want to sing? I was like, I've never sang in my life, like not in front of people. So we went to this little it was like a guest shed that they converted it was weird, it was called the White House. And we went there and rehearsed, there was no air conditioning, no heating. It was
just a lot of cocaine. And
probably
strippers.
different than the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, right, sorry.
Sorry, I'm getting emotional. And we rehearsed my friends by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We rehearsed it maybe 250 times.
Give me a bar. Give me a horse.
No, I'm not going to sing it. But my friends are so depressed.
Copyright violation.
Yeah, I'll take that. So we had rehearsed, and I had gone to the principal at Pizzitz, and I said, is there any way my band could play for the school? And he said, well, actually, we're having a pep rally, and the high school gymnastics team is coming to do tumbling or something like that, and they have to put the mats down. So while they're putting the mats down, y'all can play a song. We'll put you in the corner of the gym.
What a great first audience.
But I was like, oh my God, like this is the entire
He had worse.
That's true.
Much worse. But I was like, this is the entire school, like a pep rally before a basketball game or something like that. So we prepared for it, and I don't know why, I had a braided belt, and I had a Superman t-shirt, and I wore that. And there is footage of it somewhere. I have a VHS somewhere.
I've seen the picture.
And we got a picture of it. I am the only one in this picture that still plays music. It's about 4.
Everybody else really successful.
Yeah, yes, kids, families, and that was my first ever to sing in front of anybody. I never even sang in front of my family. It was just me.
The 2 kids on the bass guitars or the guitar on the side, they look like
you've come so far
twins.
because now for $1,000 you're performing a couple's bedroom.
I will, but
I still wish somebody would take us up on that. If you've never heard that on the show, Rockstar has said he will sing in your bedroom. Lights off.
Why my back's turned? I don't care.
Back turned for how much?
I do $1,000.
$1,000.
And you guys are doing whatever you want to do behind him.
Yeah. What is that? An hour?
Creeping Lotus, whatever they want to do.
30 minutes, hour.
It could be 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Lotus.
Well, I mean, what's your
that looks
max?
like Seth Green.
It really does.
I had hair back then.
You've never looked more like Seth Green than that. What's your max?
My max?
Yeah,
time-wise?
of length of time.
You go as long as he goes, right?
Yeah, some people.
Well, I'm just saying, you need to set a maximum.
Some people have enhancements that take a long time.
You need a maximum. That's
$1,000 an hour.
An hour.
Yeah, sure. I'll do $1,000.
All right, Rockstar will do an hour for $1,000.
Sure,
Back turn.
I get to pick the music.
They don't pick the playlist?
No, because that's not fair. Like I'm not going to be singing Barry White and stuff like that.
Let's get it on.
Yeah, so that's Marvin Gaye. You do it to Dunaway. Don't even start. But that was my memorable picture.
That is a good one. That is a good one. And that is the Mystery Fifth Hour today, brought to you, Brown, by
McCurry Rentals. Listen up now. Trucks, SUVs, passenger vans, those are hard to find in the rental market. McCurry takes the difficulty out of that for you. They're taking good care of you there. Trucks, SUVs, passenger vans, they help you rent it. They help you get in and out fast. They've got locations in Athens, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, and 2nd Avenue Northwest there in Coleman, 2nd Avenue Northwest. Call them to reserve your rental. 256-559-1003. That's 559-1003. 256 area code, or McCurry McCurryRentals.com. That is McCurryRentals.com.